Hey guys, TheChrisD here again, and welcome back to Odin's idea, where I'm kinda even wondering if if I can still achieve it at this stage, because, like I was saying, 87 years until the end of the game, and I need just under 200 provinces, which is about 2.5 provinces a year. Except it's kind of relying solely on colonization, and colonization is kind of going to take a while. I mean, it's a base of 140 a year. It's what, takes 7 years just as a colony to grow on its own. Colonists will accelerate that, but not by much at this late stage of the game. It's pretty much just all me. So I'm kind of just, I mean, I'll keep at it for a bit, but I don't really see us being able to actually get first come, first serve, so I might have to do that again, solo on my own, which really is just a case of just not starting with 200 points. I could start with more land down here. I might actually start on Panama. I'd probably start with, I probably wouldn't waste my points on the global settler increase to start with. I'd just rely on the settler chance. Unfortunately, you can't get settler chance as an NI, but then just, save something like, I don't know, much later on, or save up to get a colonist much later on in the ideas, so I actually had an extra colonist. Go expansion first rather than religious, which I kind of needed for all the conversions. I don't know if I'd pick a different religious group. It'd be interesting to go Catholic, but then there's the issue of Tricia Torsa Dias, which you'd be bound by. You could also go Orthodox, for example, and then religious would still help with the conversions of them, while also giving you the other benefits of the massively reduced unrest and massive bonus to missionary strength along with the other decisions. I mean, I don't know. And then there's other people who've had other tactics like, I've seen a few posts on the EU4 forums and the subreddits where you could basically have the tactic of just focus on the west coast, make sure you nail down the west coast, let the other guys colonize up here and get CNs, but you get all the natives. Just let them take the land and then just take it all off them in one giant fell swoop. Let them take the western coasts. Just, don't fight over it. Well, maybe with the exception of the Caribbean. Yeah, I'd also do it where my capital is in North America, like on Panama, because it's controlled by the state there. If it wasn't, well, I need these. Oh, 620. Yeah, that's the other thing. Moving capital when you're this bloody giant. Yeah, it's very expensive. And if I did had 620, I wouldn't be able to because, yeah, it's just far too giant. I'd even possibly, consider just ignoring the estates, because once as long as they have, like, no influence around my land, then their effects are just so minimal, sort of thing. I don't know. It's really kind of, I don't know. The estates have just been an annoyance more than anything else, and unfortunately you really just can't get rid of them. And of course, then also, if I were to just focus solely on this, I wouldn't have to focus on the whole, attacking over into here to get all of GB and all of Scandinavia and have that become an issue. Let me just check. This is North America, even though subcontinent Europe, but continent North America. Just need to ensure that I would need those. So basically, I just need all of the CNs. Basically, all land that can be part of a colonial nation that isn't Australia needs to be mine. As well as Falklands, Georgia. Don't need that, but would need the Galapagos. It's the Galapagos, isn't it? Yeah, it's the Galapagos Islands, Bermuda. The Bermuda's in a CN. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I could potentially get it if I were to, I don't know, like basically not have to pay for all these forts and have to pay my army, just drop them down so much and then just run colonists, just run so many colonies, like almost even go bankrupt doing it, but not while there's still that threat of coalition there. Once that dies off and there's no other problems, then I'll see if that'll help, but I highly doubt it. And as it is right now, we're running 6 colonies, can't really do much else about it, unless I were to get more income, which, I mean, I have income, I got a lot of money from trade, a lot of money from production, lots of other places like that, but it's just not hitting that magical 500 for ideas, Sky, which is unfortunate. I've heard now, this is something I might do. I've heard that there was an option of, if you start, forget if it's so fun, has that been improved at all? 0 times, and it's been improved 0 times. I thought there was like a 111 province here, or a 112. There's a guy who showed that there was like a That's very, like, tiny, terrible province around here that you can start with. And you can start heading down here at 50 points and end up with ideas, and end up with both Ideas Guy and Humble Origins. Might even just be Matutwa here. I don't know. I need to look into it. But both of those I'd probably just do on my own, because Ideas Guys, or, you know, to get 500 ducats, you could probably just, you know, start around here, start around the Cape, and then just colonize and conquer a gigantic trade empire in and around these areas, because they are so rich. And then just send all the money down to the Cape and just keep it all and eat it all for yourself. You probably even Zanzibar might be better than the Cape, because at least if you control the entirety of the Cape, then you'll keep all the money in Zanzibar if you choose to collect there, rather than here, because as you can see, Mali and people like that still will steal some from the Cape, which is a bit of an annoyance. But anyway, alright, let's just continue on and turn up the speed. Not really much I can do unless we want to... Oh, I can't re-ally now. Oh, we're neutral. Hey, let's be friendly again. Oh, we still have the Annul Alliance for 5 more years. Oh well, that's fine. As I said, I don't really foresee any good to come of this. We're just kind of sitting around colonizing, speed 5 colonizing. Free stab, yeah, sure. You just sit there. Sit there and we'll see if we need free stab, if we'll need stab or not. Probably not for a while. But yeah, I think I definitely was not quick enough on this. Or my strategy wasn't perfect. I kind of had a much better strategy for how best to colonize these lands and how best, when is the ideal time to attack them for their CNs. You know, it's... hindsight is always a good thing. At least I got a good... At least I got a good amount in this first run, and I managed to get 4 Odin, so I'm happy about that. Norse has been interesting, although not a big fan of their deities. If I'm perfectly honest, I really would, if I did this again, I'd do it as either Orthodox or some variant of Islam. I'll take the mercantilism. I don't think that'll make much more money here. 398. More discovery spreading. Yeah. I really should have just stayed on the west, focused on that, and then once the west is kind of all mine, especially the northwest, then, you know, once I conquer this, have a small kind of starting empire here, then don't push east and west, push up this way, get all of this, and then start to kind of push up this, then push across the north, and then just kind of come in a front all along North America, start from the top downwards, and then push South America. Or ideally you might have to do both at the same time. Mostly you want to avoid a CN being able to break free, because then you'll have to take them all at full price. Religious zeal, nice. Even faster missionaries. Immoral prices again. I want influence and loyalty for the merchants. Sure, have it. I don't care. Yeah, truce is ending. I'd love to get my truce at Aino back. Or the alliance at Aino back, but I think I'm already maxed. No, I'm at 3 of 5. I don't think they'll want it though. They are threatened, but they're also allied to Spain. Okay, one more. A lot of them are getting ready to go. I want to kind of... no, the colonists are busy. Oh yeah, Alut. Well, you need to fit... You get good enough there. Bannock, you're good enough. And Iquitos, you're also good enough. Let's make 3 more. Let's just fill them in. I don't know how fast it's going to go. An election. We're 552. We can keep you for a bit. Not that actually, I don't honestly really need the points. Literally all I'm going to be doing is coring ideas and tech right now. That's all it's going to be about. Maybe some conversions. In fact, almost the conversions are nearly all done. I've nearly hit my 100% unity. So yeah. I don't know. Send to organize a response. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do. I'd love to keep the settlers in the idea somewhere, but I'd love to have a colonist as well. Like a colonist somewhere in the NIs, probably somewhere late in the NIs, ideally. That way there's not as many problems. Ideally, so you don't waste too many points having it. I mean, it's already 30 points you're losing as it is by taking it. You do need to actually get some more on top of that. Mill. Yeah, I've taken it, so give me that last one rest. Sure, why not? Okay, 2 more of these can move on to another one. And we'll move you as well. Okay, send and send. See how fast we can get this. Or how close we'll get us, maybe. Don't know. Oh, we're nearly converted everything. Everything we own on North South America. It's an offer. It's an offer. Sure, why not? Not doing anything. Hey, there goes the coalition is starting to dissolve somewhat. Brunswick has left the coalition. Right, Tehalumpa, you can also come away as well. Or Tehalumpau, rather, and go down here. Yeah, Curlin, yeah, sure. You trade dispute. Go ahead there, Curlin. You enjoy your trade dispute. Right, well, we won against Spain, so whatever. Austria, whatever. More cores done. More cores to make. Wait, Alus? Oh, you're overseas right now, North America, not contiguous, you're overseas. Yeah, that's another thing. Really should have had the capital in Panama. Should have paid the premium and just had the capital there in Panama, because not having the Caribbean in the CN, not having some various things as overseas up north is a bit of a pain. I prefer them distant overseas if they're, you know, completely detached from me, which is perfectly fine. You know, we could very easily do that with the South America. Just like, I don't know, don't take Darien or something. And then just conquer everything, like walk into the Muisca, conquer them or something. Walk down towards the, I do have revolutionaries. I don't know. Walk down towards the Inca and just, you know, conquer them distant overseas. It's all viable. Alright, Chesapeake and Santite, and we're done all of the conversions. Yeah, generals going, I don't care. Generals are fine. Just conquer and colonize. Really, I just need to wait around and see. We're to 413. If we're getting there, we might still get to the 500. I don't know if we will. We might. Oh, this is something to rush towards. Dip 26. That's even better. Global sector increase up until the very end, where at level 32 we get plus 50. Although at that stage, you know, the game's pretty much over, so you're not exactly worrying about trying to colonize that late in the game. Accommodation with natives, right. Coalition's still there. I think they have to be in for a minimum number of years. And I don't think they're out of it yet. These colonies will just... I mean, they're growing. There we go. Let's just have a look at that anyway. There we go. Norse. All Norse. 100% religious unity. Norse. Now, if we look at religions in the map mode, you will see... Well, it might not be top on provinces. Yes, no, we are top on provinces. 1 Norse country, 541 Norse provinces. The most populous religion, even ahead of the Sunnis and ahead of the Catholics. Most populous religion. Norse. Everything Norse. And everything that we're going to be colonizing from here will be Norse because we are Norse. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just waiting for this to go down. I'll take the inflation, I don't care. What's the idea? Merchant, sure. Can I steal some more money somewhere? I go to the trade map modes. That's a lot of money. Whoa, where are you getting all that money from? Incoming, White Sea, Gulf of St. Lawrence. Okay, I'm just going to transfer here. If I can transfer all of this, send it down towards the channel. If I can take more of this money, hopefully, I think. I'd love to see me. I'd love if I could actually take most of this money. Now go south, please. So we keep most of it down here. Don't know how much I'm making now. 417. Will be better. France is getting utterly wrecked by Ano. What happened here? What is France doing? Austrian Triarian Nationalist War. Second Thierry Australian. Oh, Terra Austral. Terra Austral going for independence again. Some tyrannical overlord or something over there. Alright, I don't need to be focusing on this. Let's just get a new mill. Just keep getting new mills every time. Actually, now that we have a new deity, I want to go for the trade efficiency and goods produced. Cause goods produced gives a lot of money. 429. That's good. 12 on the income. If necessary, I'll use the final. Well, there's also goods produced to get out of plutocratic towards the end. There's goods produced right here. And if necessary, I could go like admin for more goods produced. You never know, I might get towards admin at the end, and if I can get goods produced out of that, it might give me something good. We'll see anyway. As long as no one expects me to try and help them in any offensive wars, because that ain't happening. Alright, you go on to the next one, you're up at 800. You'll finish within a year. Just let it go. I don't even know where the colonists are right now. They're out there somewhere. They're out there somewhere. That's for sure. Where they are, I don't know. Clergy, or lose loyalty. Clergy gain loyalty. Merchant, yeah, sure, do that. Oh, Normandy. Wow, France must have got wrecked. No, they didn't. Maybe they did. Colonization was demanded. Trio release Normandy as a sovereign state. Wow. Here comes France's wreckage. To see how it happens. Oh, I can actually afford this fifth one. I'm on 6-7 colonists and I can actually afford it. That's surprising. Okay. You guys are like nearing 900. Where are the colonists then? Okay, here, push on. Here, you literally just got here, so you can stay there a while and you can move on as well. So, next two. Oh, it's gonna be slow. I also want to keep an eye on when these guys get here. Oh, that's the first comet I've had this entire fucking... That's the first comet I've had since I installed the chapel pictures. Seriously. One thing I'm going to look at is when the colonist gets there, does this tick up immediately just by having a colony there, or do I need to have a court? I want to see that. If this goes up to 493, once the colonists get there, it's going to be interesting. Yes, it does. So you can do it with just colonies. You don't actually have to be cored. In theory, there's a lot of cheese that could be done by just, setting maintenance down to very little and just colonizing everything that's adjacent. Although, firstly, that would take a while, because it would take at least a year just per colony, and then secondly, not everything is actually accessible by doing that. I mean, you could easily get like maybe 50, 60, 70, 80 provinces doing that, but it's just not enough. I'd need to get into the ones that are close, and I just have no access to them. Can you core that, please? Thank you. Core that. There we go. Everyone out of the coalition. There we go. Right. Now that everyone's out of the coalition, see these here forts? Get rid of every one of them. Or not every one of them. Just turn them all down. I suddenly make... Okay, I go to plus 28. Not enough to sustain another colonist. We're up at plus 30. That's the coalition down. Good. That's up at plus 30. Okay, we got our settler growth. See if we can rush it from here. I doubt it. I mean, I'm running 8 colonies on 3 colonists. I'm now running 7. 167 a year. This is kind of getting there. Just as you get them, just move on to the next one. As we get a colonist, pick a colonist up and move to another province as a colony is about to finish. Like 986, you're about to finish. So, move on to the next one. That sort of thing. So our idea, we are nearly capped on admin at this stage, and I will take stuff ahead of time if I have to, or I can just raise taxes everywhere. 449 ducats, 459. We got 10 ducats from that one alone. Okay, core. Where's my capital? We have so much admin. I don't need to do anything with it. There you go. Here. Take all of that. Cannot improve it anymore. Just go. Okay, that's a 920. That's going to finish very soon as well. Just keep going. Once one gets over 900, it's pretty much going to finish incredibly quick. Oh, it's already got a... Where's my third colonist? I lost my colonist! No, there. Move again to the next one. Just keep colonizing. We might. I doubt us, but we might. We'll give it a fair old bash, but I don't think we'll physically do it. I mean, there's so many colonies that are just going to finish. And as they core, they'll give me even more income. As they all finish and core and are available. We got wool, we got poya. We're getting up to 8 now. Then I can recall you from here. We run to another one. We'll run up to the 9th one then with Tahalumpu, which is almost finished. Literally finishes right there. 101 ducats a month income. And 50 of that will go the second the colonist gets there. And then we lose 50 of those ducats. And the next one would be... I don't know what the next one would be. I think it's like... it'd probably be like 70 ducats or something. It's... Actually, it'd be like far more. Okay, that goes up to what? Yeah. Next one, 53. So the next one would probably be 3,600. I don't know what he would be. A lot. Let's just stick with that. It'd be a lot. Back to Njord, please. Yeah, and that's far more than I actually have and are willing to spend at this stage. So yeah, we're gonna give it the good old college try, but it ain't gonna happen. I tell you that now. I mean, we're down to 50, 1804, 60, 65 years. We need 500. We need 171. We need 3 a year. We need 3 of these provinces a year to colonize for it to be ours, and it ain't gonna happen. So we gave it a bash. But will we get it up towards the max? Can we get our income up to 500 and get Ideas Guy in this run? We'll see. I mean, we're pretty darn close at 466, and the income's only going to keep going up. So we'll colonize for the last 50 years, see what happens. I'm just going to take it now. I have nothing to do with the admin, so that's more production efficiency. We've gone up to 467, and we'll lose the RT. 467 on the income. There's a 900 there. Let's move a colonist along. So, yeah. I think this will be it for the commentary part of it. For those of you who have enjoyed this run, you know, let me know in the comments, or, you know, pop a like on it. So do random things like that. Let me know what you thought of it. If you thought the run was pretty interesting. Hey, free stab. Celebrate the end of it with some free stab from a level 3 advisor. Oh, Brunei still need to... whatever. Anyway. It's been a good run, but we ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna end the commentary here and just play this in, like, quad speed, fast forward until we potentially get Ideas Guy. And if we do, then I'll just fast forward it to the end until it keeps going. So, thank you all for watching. I did minus dip income. Wow. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next run, whatever I choose to do for that. Oh, 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 you saw it there. I just noticed it right there. There we go, ideas guy. We have over 500 income. Mostly because I'm just making a killing from trade. As all these provinces are coming in, trade's getting better. My trade efficiency is pretty darn high. All the bonuses and things like that. So the burgers are probably helping as well. Also, as well as production. I actually got quite a bit of gold from those new lands that came in. If you see on the... If I go to... Where's trade goods? You see that a lot of gold actually came here on the west of Brazil. You can actually get a... They increase the area in which you can get gold. There's a lot of gold available in them there hills. Another kind of reason to possibly want to do the focus on the western coast as quickly as possible, because if you can get a lot of gold up here, you might get lucky. Although it seems like it's kind of... seems to be mostly occupied, or mostly focused down here towards Brazil and the coasts, but... Oh well. Yeah, so we did manage... Okay, so we did manage to get 2 of them out of the way. So I don't need to worry about trying to get ideas going, trying to get the monthly income of ducats. We'll still have to do something with regards to trying to get humble origins when you start with 50 points and try and get a load of development. As I said, it's probably doable. Like, it might be doable down at the Cape. I don't know. I don't know how much the Cape costs, and then you might have to go with something like Ottoman tech or possibly even Muslim tech. But, you know, it's doable. You can start with 50 points and turn yourself into a sprawling, gigantic empire just by colonizing eastwards and taking all the money in for yourself, sort of thing. I don't know. You'd have to see. But anyway, let's head back to the super speeding and seeing what we can get, if anything. I don't think so. We're now down to, what, 50 years? We still have 120 provinces to go. It's still on that kind of, we need 2.5 provinces a year thing, basically. It's 140. And we have 50. It's almost 3 actually at this stage. Yeah. We'll give it as I said, we'll give it the old college try. I think we'll probably get to maybe 580, 585 if we're lucky, 600. But we'll see. Anyway, let's get back to it. Alright, I was going to go all the way to 1821, but I think we've pretty much hit the wall. As you can see here, it's 1784, there's now only 35 years left, and we still need 120 provinces. We've now gone to basically almost four provinces a year, which we are not going to do, even if we were to get all the way to dip 32 for the extra plus 50. I still don't think we're anywhere near getting it, so we gave it a try. We didn't manage to unite North and South America as a nice side mission, but we did manage to get the main two parts of our country's name. We've made Odin's idea proud by achieving for Odin and Ideas Guy, starting as an OPM in meta, as what was originally a 1-1-1 province. We've gone to basically becoming Becking Giant, and to celebrate it, let's just dump a shit ton. Let's just jump the vast majority of our points in here. Okay, it's now 102 to improve. Guess we've improved it quite a bit, even with all that development efficiency and full eco. Yeah, it's quite expensive just because it's developed a lot. Anyway, oh, it's 47 development. No wonder, Jesus. Anyway, here, you can have your fort on. But anyway, we gave it a try. This particular strategy didn't work. I will do it myself. I'll focus on it just doing it myself on a local game. I'll probably have to change up a few things, like maybe start in Panama, have a couple of extra provinces to go with, or change the IDs around, or not be an Ambrosian Republic. I mean, as nice as those early bits were, I think it would have been better off just going through the standard Oligarchy Republic, as I could have improved that as time went on to be somewhat better, just as long as I didn't have to go for a parliament. Ugh, that would have been painful. But anyway, this has been Odin's idea, and we did fulfill most of Odin's ideas, and I think Odin will definitely be proud, even though he's not our current deity. Is he? No, he's not our current deity. Even though we're currently, praying to Njord to help us with our trade efficiency and goods produced, because that gives us so much bank. We gave it a go. We got 2 of the 3. I'd say that's a pretty good game from 2 to 3. What the Kilwa? Holy Kilwa just eating Portugal. What is going on in the world? Azerani, Arabia, Russia. I don't know. I told them to shag off after that because it was like, hey, let's go to war. No, on speed 5, shag off. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, I shall see you in the next campaign for sure. I don't know what it is yet, but it'll be something. Hey guys, TheChrisD here again. Or, well, welcome to this addendum, if you will. So, did finish recording the Odin's idea a couple of days ago, and since then I kind of was playing through another version just as an attempt to actually get the achievement for uniting both North and South Americas as a single nation, and we're almost there. You may have noticed that we're now America, and you join me just as my truce with the USA here has expired, and I declared war on them, and like immediately marched in 3 perfectly stationed armies onto the forts and wiped their actual army sitting here in Tuscany. So really, we're just kind of here going to siege them down. Once the forts fall, then they're ours. They're easily annexable in one war. We're at final lamb efficiency. Yeah, it's 100 war square because I'm taking all the land and all the money. I mean, just on their own, I think their provinces are like 60%. I mean, you factor in here 104, then add imperialism, reducing the cost of that. So yeah, we're just gonna finish this war rather quick, and then, we'll have actually done all 3 custom nation achievements, even though it wasn't in the same run, but we'll have gotten this achievement out of the way, despite the fact it was slightly different to the colour. Well, that's a good time. Can you guys just, siege shit, please? Just as I say that, shit gets sieged. Why are you taking that pathway? Fuck it, just siege more stuff, I don't care. Or even go help them or something, I don't care. Kill units. Do what you must. Here, help them in that one. Yeah, whatever, they can occupy shit, I don't care. Just throw more cannons onto the sieges. Perfect, kill them. And if throwing more cannons onto the sieges doesn't work, then I'm just gonna have to throw absolutely everyone. You got no siege, go kill people. Okay, and they're done. So, just before I do this, and I don't know if it actually works immediately, because myself and Josh have debated what constitutes own. Well, as you can see, I already have all South America, owned by America. Just before I managed to, like a few years before I declared the war, I fully integrated my vassal Mexico and my vassal Colombia, which were actually quite giant. Colombia I took from, well, I'll go through the kind of the step by step as it will once we actually get it. Let's just, yeah. Goodbye, America. America, first come, first serve. Fuck yeah. There we go. So we finally managed to get the achievement. It wasn't as the Norse OPM, but it was pretty damn close, I have to be honest. So there we go. First come, first served. Achieve. Just going to save the game here so I don't need to play it anymore. So what I did different? Well, since I wasn't constrained by having to start as an OPM, I was able to kind of spread my points out a little bit. I started in Panama. I also picked Irish because why not? I only realized like halfway through the game after I realized I took America. I should have, you know, picked the American culture because why not? But anyway, started here in Panama as the capital. Crucially, that means the capital was on North America rather than South, which, as you saw over the course of the run, meant that stuff in North America was a pain to get, and the Caribbean became overseas. You also couldn't move your capital to the south, or your capital from the north to the south. So only up to, geez, my capital is only 240 to move. Really? They're going so cheap. I suppose, or 270 to move. Why is it so cheap? I think it's probably just because Panama has like nothing in it. I know I improved meta like crazy during that game, but yeah, Panama has got nothing in it. Barely nothing. So I started in Panama. I used my points, as you see here, if I go to the NIs, you'll notice I didn't take the settler increase in the NIs, instead I just put some morale and kept the inflation reduction there. I reordered these. I moved the settlers to the 4th NI and only took 10 because I instead of just wasting all the points putting the settlers right in at the top, I instead used 30 points to get a colonist as the 6th NI, which was kind of, I would kind of say probably important. One thing I didn't do in that previous one was colonize like crazy and have loads of colonists going from the early get-go, hence exploration and expansion, like right off the bat. We needed to colonize. In fact, colonization only finished like about 15 years ago. So one of these was the last province to be colonized. See, 31, right here, yeah, 1942 basically. 1942 is when I finished colonizing, and that was not only me with like 3 or 4 colonists running like 6, sometimes 7 colonies. I had Colombia colonizing, I had Mexico colonizing, I had fucking Canada colonizing with double, I had natives that I gave some brief subsidies to, adding colonizing as well, and a lot more of the lands were colonized by the European colonizers, as opposed to what I did, which was basically try and kick them off the continent as quickly as possible. Instead, I left them around so that they would actually colonize more of it, so I could just take it off their CN in a really easy war. So yes, started in Panama. I also took Darien, I took Choco, and I believe I took Mariquita. Antioquia would have been 20 points, but I took Mariquita. That gave me the border with the Muisca right from the start, which is a similar thing to what I had as meta when I started in meta, which led me to spend the first 3 years basically just fabricating claims on the 3 lands and then immediately taking them. The other thing I was actually able to do after that, I didn't just sit around and wait till level 5. I actually started fabricating on the Quito, came down, started eating into the Intis, and then just kind of pushed my way all the way down, because, you know, at that stage you're starting to get into like Miltech 6, 7, 8, and they're still on 1 or 2. So once I got all of those out of the way, oh, and the other thing for how I saved some points, I started as I didn't take Ambrosian Republic, I just took as a bog standard oligarchic republic at the time, and my original ruler was a 120. Exactly 1 point less in each stat than the last time, which is what managed to make me save enough points that I could take the settlers slightly earlier. I think it was bang on 200 points for it. So after I basically took the I left the gap here between Choco and Esmeralda so that most of this stuff could become overseas for cheaper coring at that stage, because I wanted to core a lot of it and I still wanted to get up the ideas. As for standard colonization, I was just doing kind of some basic filler up here and then starting to push up towards the Mexicans. After the Intis are dealt with and I started having a decent army, like about 24,000, and then started to colonial into the Mexicans and then just ripped through them incredibly quickly. And after that, the colonization was focused again on contiguous borders just in around this area, kind of around here, but left the others, so left Colombia out, left Brazil, left La Plaza and everything else out, except everything that was Inti and maybe a little bit of filling here and filling in just about here and here. And then it continued all the way up the Pacific coast that no one was sneaking behind. And it was only once I had all of this finally filled in that I was able to start expanding my colonization into areas like here. And I could start expanding into here. At a similar time, I also added a colonist kind of hanging around Northeast America, starting to take over the tribes, because it was at that point that France had already had couple of pretty not insignificant CNs around here, and they were starting to beat on the natives, so I had to pretty much, take a colonist or two over there and was like, right, I'm gonna have to settle here and start beating up the natives before you take it all and have a giant CN to have to worry about. Speaking of CNs, Brittany was the one who colonized Colombia, and almost immediately as soon as they got Breton Colombia, they broke free and became Colombia, which I then immediately turned around and was like, I have a claim on you, declare force vassal. And then I just basically subsidized them so that they would colonize, which they did. Colombia had for a very long time, and they basically colonized the vast majority of this sector for me, starting from 5 provinces, so I didn't have to worry about it too much. Other CNs then became Portuguese Mexico, because Portugal was really weak this game. Somehow they didn't really get much of a foothold. Well, I say much of a foothold. They had Caribas here, which I basically just beat out of them and took for myself. Especially when this land is, not overseas, it's actually very powerful for you. So Portuguese Mexico, I supported independence. We won the independence war by virtue of Portugal never bothering to come over to contest it. Then they became Mexico. They wouldn't diplo vassal, so I had to, break the alliance, wait a few years, and it was like, right, I eat you. Took 2 wars, because at one point they actually, in the middle of it, they attacked a native and got more land, so it was 2 wars to do that. As for Canada, basically almost as soon as Mexico got free and they did that, Vinland was here. Norway was colonizing here as well as France, but Vinland became available, and they asked me for independence, and they were like saying, hey, why don't you help us get independence? And I was like, yeah, okay, and I did just that, and they became independent, and they became a 5-province Canada. Actually, no, 6, they had another province up here, but basically they were a 6-province Canada. And I thankfully already had Androscoggin at the time, so I was able to just, as soon as they did that, right, you're independent now, we're no longer allied, start fabricating, immediately vassal them. The handy thing about Canada is that, for whatever reason, only Canada got their NIs when they forwarded Mexico. I thought Mexico had NIs, but they didn't get it. Canada, on the other hand, did, so they had 2 colonists, which meant they were able to do a lot of colonization, mostly along here. For some reason, they didn't take this. I had to do it myself, or take them from England in some case. Otherwise, after that, it was just a case of, wait for the time to write, wait for the time right to strike. At one point, Spanish Brazil and Spanish La Paz actually declared independence. I immediately, as soon as that happened, there were also a couple of protectorates that declared that, who were allied to Brazil, who became free at the same time. So as soon as that happened, I was like, right, colonial them. Took some land off Brazil. Both of them ended up becoming independent, so Brazil and La Plaza, but they never became super powerhouses. And thanks to the fact that their land had no overextension, it was like 1 war, and it was like, right, 1 war, grand, I'll be taking 3/4 of your land in one shot, because that's as much as I could take in a 100 war score, which I did. And kept it distant overseas, but it has a small line of provinces along here, just with the fact that there's Colombia's here, as well as that kind of small line of provinces around here, was able to make all this distant overseas for cheaper coring. There's also an English Brazil up here at one point, which I just was like, fuck you, kill you, England. Similarly to how I had to kill them after they started trying to make Newfoundland up here. After Vinland having become my vassal, and after me, almost immediately after I got Canada as a vassal, I basically went to Frenchie and was like, see this giant French Canada you have here? Yeah, no, it's his now. And it basically almost immediately became all of his, and thanks to permanent claims, incredibly quick to pour. The most recent one was French Louisiana and French, basically Nouvelle Flandre here, which both which both broke free for Louisiana and the USA, because France, yeah, France kind of got wrecked in this game. They were a bit better, but then they tried to contest a PU. Spain got over the one over Portugal. Oh right, that's also why Portugal kind of dropped off the face of the earth a little later on. Yeah, Portugal kind of fell under a PU. When was this actually? I have no idea when that was. Can I figure it out? Okay, it's in 1684. Okay, not that long ago. But yeah, after that happened, France kind of got wrecked, and then all the CNs went to break free, and similarly, some of the lands that they'd taken off of, nations along here, they kind of fought back, except for Shanghai. And some of France has their penis shoved right into kebab. Not sure what to make of that. Kebab was kebab, and we were just like, yeah, nothing ever happened. I didn't notice this. Hello, Perm. I did not notice Perm. Russia was a lot bigger. What happened to Oh, right. That would explain the messages I was getting of the fact that Russia went bankrupt 5 times over the past recent while. But wow, Bukhara just ate them. Bukhara seriously ate them. And Ming, usual Ming explosion. No one bothered the Siberians, and just disgusting shite around here. Australia actually exists, and they came out of... No, they don't actually exist. That's just a colony. Never mind. I thought that was actually the CN. I think at one point it was like Tierra Austral, I think, tried to declare independence from someone, and I don't know, it's really weird over there. Ooh, the vagina won. And they're Hindus still. Good job. Wow, the vagina won this time. But yeah. So yes, we are... Oh yeah, I also went Orthodox on this because mostly for the Patriarch Authority. So that, once that maxed out, it obviously took a while to get going. Once that maxed out, loads of unrest reduction, which is something I was kind of missing as Norse. And is crucially, the plus 3% missionary strength combined with the fact that you can still take a lot of missionary strength decisions as Orthodox. So that's like 4% right there across several decisions. Plus the 3%, or near 3% from top Patriarch Authority. Oh, sorry, 2%. So that's like plus 6%. So with that, I didn't need to take religious ideas. And it would be nicer if I'd taken religious ideas, would have had the extra missionary, and all this would be converted a lot quicker. But, it was okay. Once you just took Defender of the Faith early, because, no one can contest it. I mean, sure, people might declare on the Orthodox around here, but that's not, I can't do it. I'm a Defender of the Faith on another continent. I don't get called into their war. So yes, there is Murica. We did manage to get the achievement. It's not as a Norse nation, but we did get it, so it is possible. And 1755, I have no idea if that's good or bad or not, but hey, that's what we did. Anyway, I will see you all next time for whatever the hell I decide to do next. I honestly really don't know. Maybe Lithuania to Commonwealth. I don't know how easy or hard that is, but that sounds like a fun one. Ever since Mad played Lithuania in the multiplayer co-op game he did with Shenmue a while ago. Okay, when I say a while ago, years ago. Like 2 or 3 years ago, when it was Lithuania and Burgundy. I think Lithuania might be an interesting one. So, we might do that. But yeah. We shall see you all next time. Just enjoy the Murica.